How dare you take advantage of Josh when you were a student? I'll never forgive you!
Huh? This is my first time meeting Josh.
What?
Trouble Busters!
Mina, you've become such a grown woman. I'm so happy for you. But I'll miss you once you get married.
You're crying like crazy. I'm going to take a picture of you.
My name is Tom. I'm the world's happiest man who gets to be with my sister on her biggest day. However...
How dare you take advantage of Josh when you were a student? I'll never forgive you! What the heck? You want the wedding gift back? How dare you say that? You've been getting so much money from Josh, and what made you think you deserve to be here at their wedding?
Huh? This is my first time meeting Josh.
What?
Shane? What on earth is happening? My brother would never do terrible things to other people.
No, that's such an obvious lie. You must know Josh more than anyone else. Did you show up thinking that you can just play dumb?
I really have no idea what you're talking about. I think you have the wrong person.
No, it's you for sure. There's no way I'd mistake you for someone else. How dare you target Josh all along? You better apologize to him. Apologize to him!
Hey, Shane, what are you doing? Tom's my brother-in-law.
He's the one who's been taking all your money, right? Aren't you mad?
Taking all my money? Oh no, that's right. I completely forgot. I've been lying about Tom just so I can get all the money I wanted from Shane. What do I do? I can't just admit that it was all my fault at this point.
Josh is a kind person, so he's trying to forgive you. But I'll never forgive you.
Hey, you need to calm down.
Let's calm down and talk about this.
He's my best friend. I can't stay calm when the guy who made my best friend struggle so badly is in front of me. You just need to calm down.
The wedding is about to start now.
So what? I couldn't just watch Josh struggle. And I've been helping him fulfill this guy's demands. If we don't make him learn his lesson, this guy will keep doing the same thing. Because of him, Josh and I lost our youth.
Was that how bad it was? Hold a second. I really have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, everyone, why is this happening? Today's Mina's wedding day. Is this my fault? Am I the one ruining this day? Is it because of me? I guess this is fine. It seems like everyone believes that my brother-in-law's at fault. Is it better if I just go home? No, this is Mina's once-in-a-lifetime event. I can't just leave. But what should I do? Oh, that guy. I'm not sure what's going on, but he must be behind it. I can tell. That bastard. I'm not letting him get away with this.
Trouble Busters! Alright, you're gonna express your sincerity with Josh.
Tom.
I never thought you would do anything like that. Our youth will never return. Because of you. Because of you!
Want to see my youth?
Huh? There are rumors that you were going wild, so I'm sure you were hanging out with your gang friends.
No, this is my youth.
So indoor. What's this? It's completely different from what Josh told me. Hey, do you have anything to say about this, Josh?
Huh? Oh, I wonder what it is. Yikes! No matter how I look at him, he looks like he had a wild youth. I had no idea he was such an indoors person. I finally get to marry my beloved Mina. I can't withdraw now. But it's true that Tom was demanding money from me. When did I ever demand money from you? I mean, today's my first time meeting you. You should stop lying, just because they revealed the truth in front of everyone.
Well, even though there's a lot to say about Tom, he's not the terrible type who would do anything like that to others.
What? I thought they were all on my side until just earlier.
That's true. Tom is the type of delinquent who can be a joking matter, right?
What the heck is wrong with these people? Are they just riding along?
But it's also true that Tom is always broke, too.
Great! My support is finally here. That's right. That's why he's been demanding money from me all the time.
But my brother isn't the type of person who would do that.
A trick?
Which one of them is telling the truth?
What should we do? We can't just start the wedding without knowing the truth.
But what exactly are we supposed to do? Leave it all up to me.
Grandpa Cholo.
I would like to start the trial for the crime regarding the groom, Josh, being demanded money when he was a student, right now.
Some kind of strange grandpa who's riding along for nothing is here now. But regardless of whether this is a trial or not, I'm gonna prove my innocence.
Silence! Silence! Defendant Tom, you have been accused of demanding money from Josh and indirectly from Shane as well. But is that true?
Not a bit. I haven't done anything like that. And that itself is a lie. This guy was making me get him Trevaniland annual admission and concert tickets for famous singers, too. Other than that, he demanded I buy him DVDs and manga, and even cash, too. Of course, they were all out of my pocket, but because I didn't have enough money, Shane has been paying for all of it on my behalf. It wasn't me, no matter what. I say this because despite my looks, I've been a part of Manga Love Club, and I've always been living my life indoors throughout my youth. And because of those complex feelings, you ended up demanding money from me, and you can't deny that. In truth, I've even had to buy you the premium number, including gaming software that's limited quantity, by lining it up in front of a game shop in the middle of the night, too.
I'm a witness. Josh didn't have enough money back then, so I lined up with him to buy that software. Will you tell us about how you felt because of the actions that the defendant Tom has done to you?
Yes, at that time, I can't describe it other than that it was such a harsh memory. For lunch, he would always make me treat him at a high-end restaurant. I had to always go around spending time with him every weekend as if he was treating me like his wallet. And because of that, my youth had been ruined when I should have had the most fun in my life. And he took it all away from me! Stop making things up. My lunch is always my mom's hand-cooked bento that she packed in my Torausa lunchbox every day. Sure, I was always broke because I had no idea how to spend my money wisely, but that's why I've always been buying used game software, because I was always broke.
I wonder which one of you is telling the truth. To confirm that, I'd like to move on to the opening statement. Attorney of plaintiff! Yes, I'd like to present evidence to prove the validity of the plaintiff's statement.
A flip phone?
These are the messages that I've received from Josh back then.
Tom's asking for money from me again, but I don't have money anymore. What should I do?
As you can see, defendant Tom has been frequently demanding money and items from Josh.
Why is he still using the old flip phone that he used to use when he was in high school in our current generation? I can't even conceal anything at this point.
So what did you do after he talked to you? I'm Josh's best friend. Of course I did what it takes to support him.
That's right. Shane had always helped me more than anyone else when Tom was demanding money from me. And that's why Shane's more precious than anyone or anything. Thank you so much for saving me at that time.
Oh, it's nothing if it's for the sake of my best friend. It was just $5,000.
Huh? 5,000? What? Wait, was that how much I demanded from Shane in total? What?
What's the matter, Josh?
Your Honor, may I have a say?
I approve.
Defendant Tom has been too busy for the marriage meeting, but until then, during every dinner that we had out together, he had always taken care of the bill, despite how he had always said he had no money. However, Defendant Tom isn't the type of person who has financial luxury by demanding money from someone else. I say this is because when I saw him having lunch by himself after he had treated us, the lunch he had was simply white rice that was packed in a plastic container, with a 10-cent Kabayaki Jiro snack as a topping. If someone really had the financial luxury, wouldn't that person ever have lunch like this?
That must have been a part of his show. Defendant Tom had been manipulating the impression that everyone else had for him by showing off what he was eating on his own. If I were really putting on a show, rather than having Kabayaki Jiro rice, I would have rather put on some sour cream and caviar on top of my crackers.
Silence! We'd like to question the witness from here. Witness Mina, come forward.
Yes, Your Honor. Every time my brother eats something at home with our family, he was always taking the biggest piece. Even when I tell him that it wasn't fair, he would say that all pieces were the same, no matter how obvious it was. I have to admit, even though he's my family, that he can be quite greedy.
However, because Tom's always so broke, he'd use a 10-cent powdered juice with a huge jug so he could dilute it to a few dozens of volume more than the amount of water that powder was meant to serve.
Would you really suppose someone like that would demand money from another individual to get money for his own sake?
That was because he was putting on a show, so the others won't notice that he was demanding money from others.
Who would ever eat Kabayaki Jiro bowl just to put on an act?
Putting on an act won't create a pathetic man like my brother.
Silence!
But it's true that my brother used to do bad things too. I have evidence here.
He's such a terrible person.
This is undoubtedly a terrible person. And to add, he's putting on training wheels on the bicycle. He must be insane.
However, Tom, the defendant, desperately wanted to play video games even though he was completely broke. So he had gone to the trash disposal site from a next-door city to pick up a broken gaming console to somehow fix it. However, there is evidence as such, too.
That's just really terrible. If he was truly a serious man who wouldn't demand money from others, would he really do something that lacks manners so much? No, he wouldn't. Would he?
Are you so sure about that? Defendant Tom had desperately wanted money, so he'd ended up in such an obvious trap that even a preschooler wouldn't fall for, which was a voucher for 100 shoulder massages for $1 every single day. Not relevant. The witness is trying to discuss the defendant's IQ instead of whether he's been demanding money from the plaintiff. I approve. Witness is to testify only what's related to this case.
I'd like to present further evidence. This is a photo of my brother, the defendant, having his lunch during his first period because he wasn't able to hold his hunger.
How inhumane!
I'd like to present evidence, too. This is when the defendant has been wiping the bottom of the plate with a piece of bread after I was done eating my curry.
Ew.
However, it's true that my brother had always been in need of money. I myself had always had to deal with my brother asking for money all the time. Also, Tom, can you finally pay me back the 30 cents that I lent you a year ago?
I'm sorry, but can I borrow another 10 cents?
This must make things clear in terms of what kind of person the defendant is.
That's right, and because he was like this, he was shamelessly demanding money from me and Shane.
Because he was like this, he's been living all his life without demanding anything from anyone, too.
That's right. Silence! Silence! I'd like to move on to questions from the attorney to demand which one of you is telling the truth. Attorney of plaintiff Shane may ask questions to defendant Tom. I, Shane, would like to ask, if there's a $1 coin on the street, what would you do, defendant Tom?
Of course I put it in my pocket right away. However, I'll go straight to the police station and submit it. And if the person who lost it doesn't show up, I'll take it.
Let me ask further. Josh is a government worker who works for the city hall, but what kind of occupation do you have?
I'm a contract worker at Trobus Corporation. So what?
That would conclude my questions. Now, attorneys of defendant Mitchell and Cheryl may ask questions to Shane and Josh. Yes, I'd like to first ask Shane. Yes? You presented the evidence of the messages that were sent to you earlier, but have you ever seen a picture of Josh and Tom together via those messages? Them together? Or has he ever shown you a picture of them together? No, I have not. Then has he ever shown you the message that Tom has sent you before? No, he hasn't. No, I haven't.
And I'd like to question the plaintiff, Josh. You said you had a part-time job when you were in high school. Where were you working at? What was the shop's name?
The shop doesn't exist anymore, so we don't have to talk about that.
Then please show me your bank book.
I was getting paid cash in person, so I don't have that.
Then do you have the pay stubs that they gave you when they paid you?
I threw them all away.
That's it from me.
Now I'd like to move on to the final statement. First, plaintiff Josh, do you have anything to add?
I know for sure that Tom was demanding money from me. Rather than that vague evidence from the past, I'd like you to make a fair decision based on how we appear to you now. I have a stable income, and to add, when I was proposing to Mina, I gave her a $10,000 ring from a high-brand store. On top of that, I'm living in a clean condo that costs $1,000 rent every month, and most importantly, I have a government job. I take my parents out to an upscale restaurant every month and open a bottle of expensive wine every month, and I deserve social trust. No matter how you look at it, it's clear that I'm the one who's telling the truth. Besides, we spend our money differently to begin with. That's true. As Josh said, I don't have a full-time job. I love gambling. If I have money, I end up spending it all. I'm such a terrible man. I live in a shabby apartment that only charges me $300 per month for rent, and I'm still getting free bread crusts to save on food. I'm such a failing man. But then, I'm not a terrible man who would just lend money and forget about it without being grateful at all. And that's why I would be straightforward about it if I were to have to owe anything from anyone.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I hereby pronounce the verdict. Order of the court, the defendant Tom is hereby ordered to pay $2,500 each to the plaintiff Josh and to the plaintiff's attorney Shane, and to issue a formal apology to both parties.
What?
Objection! Yes, as you can see, defendant Tom is lousy with money, and he doesn't live a legitimate lifestyle. However, he'd go gambling with me, and even if he were to win or lose, he doesn't seem to be clingy with money, in good ways.
Objection! That's from your perspective, and it lacks third person's point of view. Please, have an objective view as you keep the verdict as is.
If you're gonna say that, I'd like to ask for a verdict from an objective view about the plaintiff, too. Then, Attorney Mitchell, do you have objective evidence that would induce an objective verdict regarding the plaintiff? I do.
What?
I heard from Tom that when you were throwing a tantrum saying that you wanted a new cell phone, he'd given you the old flip phone that Mina used when she was in high school. Yes, I have received it for sure. However, I still don't know how to use it.
Grandpa, can I see it for a second?
Of course.
Hey, Mina, what are you looking into?
Give me a second. There it is. Take a look at this.
Is that?
Oh, isn't that Josh? Who's in the back? And to add, the stuff he's selling there, that's the limited edition game software I bought because he needed my help. Why?
At that time, I never really thought much about it, but I remembered it after we talked about it just now. I figured Grandpa probably didn't know how to use this phone and kept all the pictures in there.
Hey, Mina, who are you calling right now?
I'm calling my friend who used to work at this used game shop.
What? Hold on, Mina. You don't have to do that. Actually, stop it!
Look, it turned out that Josh was the one who was selling all those games that he said that you were demanding him to buy, and that software's premium number is 050543777759.
0505437. Wait, that's the software that Josh and I bought together. Do you have anything to say about this, Josh? Didn't you say that you wanted me to buy it with you because Tom was demanding it from you?
Well,
Were you actually fooling me all along just so you can make some cash off of me?
no, that wasn't what I was trying to do.
Then what's this all about? Why were you doing this, huh?
Stop whining! It's all in the past, isn't it? Stop remembering all those little things. How annoying!
What did you just say? Because you're my best friend, I've been trying to clean up after your dark history.
And that's exactly what I didn't want you to do. Did you just call me your best friend? If caring for friends comes to this point, it's nothing but trouble.
How dare you say that? In that case, I'm gonna sue you and claim back the $5,000 that you took from me.
Nice try, but lawsuits are only valid for 7 years. That's in terms of criminal cases.
Huh?
Yeah, the statute of limitations for criminal cases is 7 years. But when it comes to statute of limitations for civil cases, it's either 3 years from the time the victim becomes aware of both the incident and the perpetrator, or 20 years from the time the incident occurred.
No way. You're not my friend at this point. I won't have mercy on you. So you better be ready for this.
I've never heard of a guy who's working in the city hall getting sued.
Seriously, the heck with him being a government worker. At this point, everything is ruined.
Mina, help! I need you to tell everyone that this was all in the past, and that it has nothing to do with the present. Please!
Never in this life, you idiot.
Mina!
Ugh, I am so glad that I got to know your true side before the wedding. But we have to cancel this wedding all because of you, so you're going to pay for the entire cost, okay?
Does that mean you won't marry me anymore?
You don't even consider wrongdoing as wrongdoing, and you're shamelessly forgetting what you've done to others. There's no way I would marry a man like you.
I have a government job, and you'll know that you have a stable future with me.
So what? Rather than you, I'd rather marry someone like my brother, who would spend all his paycheck on Jell-O and tell me that he seriously has nothing to regret in my life. Tom!
Yeah, Shane?
Yes. Hello? Is this Trouble City Hall? Yes, we decided to go into a civil lawsuit with Josh.
Stop this, please! Don't tell my workplace! Anyone but my workplace!
What? Josh is a free man? So we're good to do whatever we want with him?
Time for a good meal.
Oh! The real defendant is ordered to leave court.
I ended up losing everything I had! Consumed by frustration, sorrow, and isolation, the defendant Josh gradually retired from his once glamorous life. Because it was a civil case, he narrowly managed to keep his job at first, but after being relentlessly battered by a workplace storm worthy of a revolution, he eventually had to say goodbye to that as well. Now it seems he survives by juggling multiple part-time jobs and doing his best to get by, yet by some cruel twist of fate, he's attracted the attention of petty delinquents and is living a life where he's the one being shaken down. And as for what happened to the rest of us after that, let's all work together to make a giant snowman.
Tom, I'm so sorry. I misunderstood.
Oh, you really surprised me at that time, but now you've become my friend, so it's all good.
Oh, Tom.
Everyone, I brought some snow mochi pastry.
Yay!
Wait, Tom, you took the biggest piece again!
They're all the same.
Trouble!
Trouble Busters!